Hi everybody, what's up? I am Juan from Just One Reader. Steve from Steve Donahue, of course, has created yet another set of ridiculously nosy and completely irrelevant questions. So, of course, I am here to answer all of them. So, these are 25 yet more random questions. Question number one: what is the hottest temperature you've ever experienced? That would have to be New York City in the summer. I remember coming out from taking a shower, and before I could actually dry myself with a towel, I was already sweating again. That is the shit life. That was so humid and so awful. Question number two: what is the coldest temperature that you've ever experienced? Also New York, but in the winter. I mean, that place is ridiculously extreme weather-wise. I honestly, I did not think that cold could get so cold. I live in Mexico, and Mexico can get pretty cold, but honestly, Mexico City isn't that cold. Um, I've never even seen snow here in Mexico. I had actually never seen snow in my life until I went to New York. New York, it was so freaking cold, and we lived in a tiny apartment in Washington Heights or Hamilton Heights with no heating, and I just remember there were a lot of blankets and scarves and jackets going on that winter. Question three: what is the fastest that you've ever traveled without the aid of technology? Oh my God. Does that involve like running, jogging, jumping? I don't do any of those. So, no, no, just no. Get in a car. Get on a car. That's why we have cars. Question four: what is the highest that you've ever been off the ground without technology? I feel like this question is actually suggesting that I would go like climbing or hiking some kind of natural structure. That is not happening. I am not going anywhere near a mountain or no, that's not happening. I am not going anywhere without the use of elevators, maybe escalators if I'm feeling particularly adventurous. Question five: what is a trivial thing that annoys you? Well, it's a very trivial thing, but it just completely kills me every single time. I go to the movie theater a lot. I am a film junkie. I go to the movies, I think probably 3 or 4 times a week. And I go to, my movie theater is very fancy, it's very elegant, it's a VIP kind of experience. It's really cool, and you sit down on a recliner and you recline back. It's super comfortable, super elegant, and whatever. And you have waiters, and they can take your order. You can order some food and some drinks, and it's a really classy experience, and I love it. But I just don't understand why people completely disregard the etiquette and the moral code of going to watch a movie. They completely ruin the experience for everybody else when they come into a movie that has already started and they start ordering food from a waiter. It is the worst. They come into the movie late. They arrive late, which is unacceptable. They should not be let in the first place. They come in late, they recline, they make a lot of noise, because the recliner squeaks, so it's like. So once they have kicked back, they call the waiter comes, the waiter has like an iPad to take their order, so they take out the iPad and it's just like flashing in your eyes, and the brightness kind of makes you want to kill yourself for a second. And then they start ordering the food and it takes forever, and they are just talking. It's just the worst, just the worst. Those people, they should not be let in. Ugh. Question number 6. If you could only compare the novels of Margaret Atwood to one kind of intestinal disorder, what kind of intestinal disorder would you compare the novels of Margaret Atwood to? Okay, well, I've never actually read anything by Margaret Atwood. So I guess the only intestinal disorder or condition that I could think of was something that a patient actually had, which was pretty awful. It was She wasn't my patient, it was a colleague's patient, and this patient had a kind of schizophrenic, borderline schizophrenic, very severe psychotic distortion of the body image. And basically, she felt, or she thought, that she had no internal organs. She, in her fantasy, she didn't have like a stomach or intestines. She was completely like hollow from the inside. So that's the only thing that I could compare my not having read any Margaret Atwood to, I guess. It's just a weird answer to a very weird question. Question number 7. Sasquatch, Loch Ness Monster, UFOs, any chance? Sasquatch, no. Loch Ness Monster, no. UFOs, no. Also, I am throwing in, just for free, God, no, no God. Come on. Number 8. Are you traumatized by vomiting? Well, I'm not traumatized by vomiting, but I have had some pretty horrifying vomiting related experiences while being incredibly drunk. Not so traumatizing, actually, so that I would not repeat them. So, number 9. If you suddenly had a big empty bookcase, how fast would you fill it? Well, my friend, the true question here is not the bookcase space, it's the money. If I had the money, of course I would spend it on books like that. Question 10. Have you ever been in a swamp? Ah, no, I am not American. I don't even know if we have swamps in Mexico, and if there are swamps in Mexico, I am not I'm not going to a swamp. Why would I go to a swamp? I am very comfortable here within this confined space. No. 11. Do you know how to bake? No. 12. Do you currently hate anybody? I don't think so. I am actually a pretty lovable guy, loving guy. 13. Do you sing in the shower? Yes, I sing in the shower, out of the shower. I sing absolutely fucking everywhere. I am the very annoying person who is always bothering people. At the gym, I am always singing. I don't even realize that I am singing. Sometimes it's caused a lot of embarrassment for myself because I end up making a complete fool and a complete show of myself, and I am not aware. I am not even aware that I'm singing. And singing at the shower of the gym is kind of okay. I mean, come on. But sometimes I am actually in the middle of a workout, and I'll just see people turning their heads towards me and giving me the look. And I'm like, what the hell? What's happening? And then I realize that I am like belting out Defying Gravity or singing opera or just working it. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. But do I care so much as not to do it? Of course not. Of course I keep on doing it. I will, of course. Question 14. What is the greatest height from which you have safely fallen into water? This question is so wrong. It has literally all the things that I don't want or like in my life. Height? No, thank you. Falling into water? No, I take showers, and that's pretty much my relationship with water. Question 15. Do you have any pet peeves? Oh, I just thought of a really big pet peeve that I have. that actually concerns books and the way that books are built. I absolutely detest deckled edges. I don't get them. I don't understand what's their function. They have no function. They make it impossible for you to turn the pages of a book, which is the function that a book should freaking have in the first place. I just don't get it. They kind of look cool, I guess, but they're insufferable. I hate deckled edges. I would eradicate deckled edges in a heartbeat if I could. 16. How many non human species have kissed you? Only my dogs. 17. Are you passionate about politics? No, not particularly. I am passionate about so many things in life, but politics ain't one of them. I wish I were more passionate and less ignorant about politics. That's something that I definitely want to start remedying. Question 18. What would your friends say is your dream job? A psychoanalyst. 19. Is your YouTube crush cuter than your booktube crush? Oh, probably. But I am not revealing that. Oh, come on. I am not revealing that. Question 20. Have you ever been well and truly lost? I think the most frightening experience that I've had being lost, if you could call it being lost, was I once kind of got lost at the Bronx at night at like 11 o'clock. And I was completely alone, completely by myself at night at the Bronx, trying to find the subway. I had no idea where I was or where I was going. It only lasted for maybe 10, 20 minutes, and eventually nothing happened. And everything was fine, but it was a little bit menacing, a little bit frightening. Question 21. If you were handed $1,000 and weren't allowed to invest or save it, how would you spend it? Well, I would not spend it on technology because I am just not a very technological kind of guy. I could use $1,000 to like fix my car, fix some, like aesthetic things from my car, like it has some bumps and scratches. I could also use it to decorate my office, maybe get something for my office, something cool. I could also use $1,000 to go shopping for clothes. I could, I do love me some shopping. I love going shopping. I could use it to buy tickets to like Hamilton or some Broadway show like Hamilton. Yeah, I don't know. Question 22. What's your current YouTube guilty pleasure? Oh, I am watching a lot of interviews with the Fab Five from Queer Eye. I am also watching a lot of interviews with Andy Cohen. I love Andy Cohen. I'm watching a lot of interviews with him, and I think those are my only current guilty pleasures on YouTube. Question 23. Have you ever been in a natural disaster? Well, I haven't personally been in a natural disaster like myself exactly, but we did have last year in September, we had a very, very strong, very powerful, devastating earthquake here in Mexico City. It mostly affected the downtown area and it was really, really, really powerful. Many buildings collapsed and a lot of people were killed, a lot of people were trapped. The city was completely like shut down for like 3 weeks. Even now, people are still like suffering the consequences of that earthquake. Nothing really happened to me personally, but it was pretty bad. We actually had to leave the headquarters building for the Mexican Society of Psychoanalysis because it was pretty damaged by the earthquake. So we had to move into another headquarters. But yeah, that's pretty much the only experience that I've had with a natural disaster, even though nothing really awful happened directly to me personally. Question 24, where do you get your news? I get my news from watching TV or from social media. I think that's where most people my age get it. And finally, question number 25, what is the most unexpected good thing that you've discovered about making booktube videos? Well, something really unexpectedly good that I have found from booktube as a community is just how nice and how kind and generous and genuinely good people can be. Like, YouTube is a wide, big, sprawling universe, and you can sometimes encounter really horrible kinds of people. But our happy corner of booktube is, it's just a happy place. It's a happy community of loving, giving people, educated people, and I love that. But the thing that I've kind of been surprised about making videos myself is realizing that I actually have something valuable to say, even though I am not educated on reading and writing. I did not study literature or anything remotely connected to that, but I am feeling more confident in conveying my thoughts and opinions to you, and now I feel like I do have something to say. My words actually matter, and people are actually interested in what I have to say. So there you go. I think that covers it. Those are the 25 yet more random questions tag. This was created by Steve, and he tagged me and he tagged everybody. I am going to go ahead and tag everybody else that is watching this video. I think we would all like to listen to your answers. Thanks for watching. I am Just One Reader.